Ravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22, text is 18. Can you give this German to Mataji? Tam prartayantim lalana lalamam Tam prartayantim lalana lalamam Asevita Shri Charanaira Drishtam Asevita Shri Charanaira Drishtam Vatsamanoruchapadak svasaram Vatsamanoruchapadak svasaram Konanu manyeta buddho biyatam Konanu manyeta buddho biyatam Tam prartayantim lalana lalamam Asevita Shri Charanaira Drishtam Vatsamanoruchapadak svasaram Konanu manyeta buddho biyatam Asevitam Shri Charana Vatsamanoruchapadak svasaram Konanu biyatam Matajis. Tam prartayantim lalalamam asevitas nirandrishtam sammanam yatam tam prartayantim lalalamam asevitas Sri Charanaya Drishtam Vatsamanoruchapadasasayam Tam her prartayantim seeking lalana lalamam the ornament of women asevita Shri Charanai by those who have not worshipped the feet of Lakshmi. Adrishtam, not seen. Vatsam, beloved daughter. Manoho, of Swayambhuva Manu. Uchapadaha, of Uttanapad. Svasaram, sister. Kaha, what? Na anumanyeta, would not welcome. Buddha, wise man. Abhiyatam, who has come of her own accord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. What wise man would not welcome her, the very ornament of womanhood, the beloved daughter of Swayambhuva Manu and sister of Uttanapad? Those who have not worshipped the gracious feet of the goddess of fortune cannot even perceive her, yet she has come of her own accord to seek my hand. Purport. Kardama Muni praised the beauty of and qualification of Devahuti in different ways. Devahuti was actually the ornament of all ornamented beautiful girls. A girl becomes beautiful by putting ornaments on her body. But Devahuti was more beautiful than the ornaments. She was considered the ornament of the ornamented beautiful girls. Demigods and Gandharvas were attracted by her beauty. Kardama Muni, although a great sage, was not a denizen of the heavenly planets, but it is mentioned in the previous verse that Vishvavasu, who came from heaven, was also attracted by the beauty of Devahuti. Besides her personal beauty, she was the daughter of Emperor Swayambhuva and sister of King Uttanapad. Who could refuse the hand of such a girl? Om Agyanat Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Om Militam Hina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vrashya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasha Swamini Temene Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vrashya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Temene Namaste Saraswati Deve Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Tam Prartayantim Lalana Lalamam Asevita Shri Chanarai Adrishtam Vatsam Manoruchapadak Svasaram konanu manyeta buddho biatam. What wise man would not welcome her, the very ornament of womanhood, the beloved daughter of Swayambhuva Manu and sister of Uttanapad? Those who have not worshipped the gracious feet of the goddess of fortune cannot even perceive her, yet she has come of her own accord to seek my hand. So we can see here that like Govinda Dev Prabhu was saying that this is there are different marriages, and this is first class if woman seeks a hand of a man, and actually that was the process that people got attracted by hearing, not by seeing so much, because Devahuti, she heard about the qualities of Kardama Muni, and she got attracted by those qualities. Nowadays, if somebody told a man that some woman is interested in him, first question he would ask, do you have a picture of her? Show me the picture. How does she look? This is the first question. But what is the use if the girl is beautiful or a man is beautiful if they don't have good qualities? If man looks very good, very nice, and then a woman marries him and then finds out he's drunk and he's drinking, he's gambling, and he does not have good qualities, then what is the use? So we can see also Arjuna was attracted by Krishna's sister Subhadra only by hearing about her good qualities. So Arjuna got attracted. So there are different ways of getting married, and one of them, as we heard previously, was also kidnapping, Gandharva marriage. And I was a little bit reading about this because I heard Akila Prabhu was saying this. So I came back to Krishna book to read a little bit about this. So I want to tell you this story, how Rukmini, she got attracted by hearing about qualities of Krishna. So she sent one Brahmana that he contacts Krishna and proposed that he kidnap her, because her brother Rukmi, he already arranged that Rukmini is married to Shishupal, but she was not so inclined in marrying him. She wanted to marry Krishna. So she devised this plan that she informs Krishna that she's interested, and she wanted that Krishna kidnap Rukmini. And it is described there that also Rukmini's father, Bhishmaka, he was also inclined that Krishna marries Rukmini. He didn't like that she will marry Shishupal, but because he was affectionate towards his son, he said okay, because Rukmi, he was so to say pushing that he marries his friend Shishupal. And in this arranged marriage, many kings were there, and they were hoping that Rukmini would maybe change her mind, and that she will choose somebody from the other kings. So many kings came there. Many kings came there, and they also heard that Krishna maybe was coming, and it is some little battle was expected actually, and these different kings, they brought their army with them, because they heard this Krishna is coming. And actually, Krishna went for Rukmini, and Balaram heard that only Krishna went, and he didn't bring any army with him. So Balaram, he assembled just handful of soldiers, and he went to be, so to say, protection for Krishna. He wanted to be with Krishna at this time. And when they arrived there, Bhishmaka, actually father of Rukmini, he gave them a nice place to sit. He gave them food, drink. He was very, very nice to them. And when the time came, when Rukmini, she went to temple to pray, and then at that time Krishna appeared with the chariot, and he took Rukmini on his chariot. And these different kings, they immediately took their chariots and horses, and they went for Krishna. And then it is described this small battle ensued. But you know that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is very skillful in arms. He's very, very good warrior. And also Lord Balaram was there with him, who was also a great warrior. And then these kings naturally were defeated. It is described that so many soldiers there lost their lives. So many were killed. And then those kings started to think why we should fight, actually, because of Shishupal. And they were clever, and they stopped fighting. They saw that we cannot win Krishna and Balaram. We cannot be victorious. So they stopped before all their army was lost. And then Rukmi, brother of Rukmini, he thought that when all these kings lost, he thought, no, I can defeat Krishna. And he was very proud, and he assembled a great army. And again he started for Krishna. He wanted battle, and Krishna gave him battle, and also Krishna defeated Rukmi. And Rukmi, before battling with Krishna, he gave that vow that I will not return to the capital if I don't defeat Krishna, and if I don't bring my sister back. But as he was fighting Krishna, Krishna was destroying his weapons. Krishna was destroying one bow after the another, until Rukmi was left with no bow. So he took a sword and shield and started to approach Krishna in this way. So Krishna also Krishna also took a sword, and he ran towards Rukmi, but Rukmini, she stopped Krishna. She begged him, please don't kill my brother. And she was very, very sad that Krishna wanted to kill Rukmi. But then Krishna stopped, and he just give a shave, so to say, to Rukmi. He cut his beard and mustache and hair. He had also long hair, and only that some hair was here, and he left only one little bit parts of hair on the head. We don't know actually how did he shave Rukmi, because we think probably with the sword. So we can imagine it was quite painful to shave somebody with a sword. And then Balaram came, and he saw Rukmi in that condition. He was bound, and he was half shaved, and he was miserable. And then Lord Balaram actually said to Krishna, "How can you do this?" He told him, "This is not in our family tradition, because actually now Rukmi is our cousin. He's our brother-in-law now, because Krishna is marrying Rukmini. He's our relative. You cannot do this to our relative." And he immediately unbound him, and he also gave nice instructions to do Rukmini. I've read in Krishna book this that Balaram was giving instructions to Rukmini Devi, that actually she was this basic Bhakti Yoga philosophy. We can say that we are not this body, we are spirit souls, and because you are attached to this family member, you are feeling sad. But actually, we are all spirit souls, and in this way, Lord Balaram he spoke to Rukmini Devi, she was very very disturbed, and in that way she pleased her, and in that way Rukmini became peaceful. And then Krishna brought Rukmini to Dwaraka, and it is described there that there was a big wedding there. That Dwaraka was very nicely decorated. These people who live in Dwaraka, they were nicely dressed, and everything was clean there, and it was a big festivity was there, so to say. So we can see that even today, that even in that time, 5,000 years ago, that demons were very very proud, very puffed up. People get this false conception that we are this body, and in that way they become puffed up. We can see even nowadays. I had this misfortune to work in a bank, and it's the biggest bank in Slovenia, and they have this big building. It's like headquarters of a bank in a center of Ljubljana, and it's a big building. And when you go to the topmost floor, this is floor for the CEOs, so to say, for the management, and you have three people who are managing this. But among these three, one is chief, so to say. One is better than this these other two. So if you come to this top floor, then there are three offices, and the biggest office is from this chief. He has double size of this of other two CEOs, and he has everything is in glass, and then you can stand there and see all Ljubljana there. So, and then when you go a little bit lower, and then the offices they shrink, they become smaller. You go down, and even this is big building, and even you have underground offices, and when you come there are no windows. You have like these small cubicles, and people are on their computer there, and underground, never seeing the light of the day during working hours. But what is interesting that Bhagavan ki jai. Yeah, but what is interesting on every floor, so to say, in this big bank, there is like titles. You have like director, vice president, and in each floor you have somebody who is doing this function. You have like table there, and then it is written a president of I don't know what, and on every floor some president is there. So people like these titles. But Krishna said to Arjuna, Brahmana Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. He said to Arjuna that even the highest planets are full of miseries, wherein repeated birth and death takes place there also. Even on Brahmaloka, the misery is there. So I could see even in this small cosmos, you can see even in this small, you can say this big building in center of Ljubljana, you can see also there is like small universe is there, material, like you have up there, the like heavenly planets, directors are there. He's getting nice, very, very good pay. He has the best car. He can buy best wines, best food. He can enjoy more than these who are working underground, who are working in these small cubicles. They're only paying for their rent, and they don't have money. And so we can see that this material world is like this. Krishna is saying to Arjuna that no, we as devotees, we should think how to get out of this material world. And when Krishna killed in Mathura, Kamsa, yeah. When he killed Kamsa, then his daughters, his wives, Asti and Prapti, they went to their father Jarasandha. It is described there that Kamsa, he did not have grown-up sons. So in that way, wife is always protected. But because Kamsa did not have sons, then Asti and Prapti, their wives, they returned to Jarasandha. And because of this, Jarasandha was very displeased. And we can see that Jarasandha, he played this part of like demonic king. We can see that he was very expert in fighting, and he captured many kings, and he wanted to sacrifice these kings to Lord Shiva, human sacrifice. So we can see that he was demoniac, he wanted to sacrifice kings. So this Jarasandha, he wanted to attack Krishna and Mathura. And he did. He assembled a great number of soldiers, and they attacked Mathura. And Krishna and Balaram, they went in front of the Mathura there just to meet Jarasandha and to fight with them. And we can see that even in those times that demons actually were qualified. Because Jarasandha, he was demon, but he was in the first row. He was there. He wanted to fight. He was there. When they attacked, Jarasandha was there first. Not like nowadays when you see this president of different countries, when they attack some country, they have like bunker, underground, and then they go underground. And they have like television, big televisions there, and they are drinking coffee, and then they are giving, okay, now go. They are giving green light. Okay, now attack. And then there is some fat soldier again. Again, he has some big monitor television, and he is holding a joystick in one hand. He's flying the drone with the rockets, and in the other hand he's eating sandwich, and and then he's firing these rockets on some target to kill some terrorist, and then, by the way, 50 civilians die in that explosion. So we can see that Jarasandha was so to say qualified. He wanted to fight, but he lost because he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight Krishna and Balaram, and many times. How many times? I think 18 times. Jarasandha came again and again, and Krishna and Balaram again destroyed the whole army of Jarasandha. And in that way we can see that these demons, even in Krishna time, they did not see that Krishna was Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only devotees, only one who is engaged in devotional service can recognize Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. But people, when Krishna was present on earth, people were envious of Krishna, and because of that, they could not see him as God. Because Duryodhana, he was thinking that Krishna is some kind of magician, or some kind of that he's not God, and he wanted to capture Krishna. And we can see that when Duryodhana wanted to capture Krishna, that Krishna showed his universal form in that instance to Duryodhana. And still Duryodhana saw all these demigods coming from Krishna's body to protect Krishna. That big army was there by Krishna's side. Still Duryodhana, he did not think that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why we need to again engage ourselves in devotional service. I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture from 72 in Vrindavan, and he was speaking about this, that we should not be on a bodily platform. That Prabhupada was speaking there in Vrindavan. He gave he gave this example that devotees should advance. They should not stay like on a Kanishta platform, on a beginnings platform. He said that devotees should gradually advance, and this is our actually mission. And he was speaking about Vaishnava Parad and about the relationship between devotees. Because I think somebody was complaining to Prabhupada about this, and that's why he chose to speak about this topic in Vrindavan. And he spoke that we should be very, very friendly and very, very in a very good relationship with every devotee, even a beginner. And he said that this is very important, that we don't commit Vaishnava Aparad, that we don't defend other Vaishnavas, that we don't offend anybody else. That's why, because we are on a bodily platform, because we are on a mind platform, we are thinking only about negatively about these things. So we have to uproot these negative thoughts immediately at the beginning, because Prabhupada is saying this subtle mind, when subtle body, and Prabhupada is many times referring as a mind, actually, and because I heard lecture of Suhotra Maharaj when he was giving this seminar about Vedic philosophy, and he was reading third canto, and he was extracting from Srimad Bhagavatam these important points about the mind, because Suhotra Maharaj told that Krishna also told this, that uncontrolled mind is our enemy. And to control mind is not so simple. And Suhotra Maharaj, he told that you have to, so to say, know your enemy. And our enemy is materialistic mind. And then he was saying that we should get to know this, our materialistic mind, our, so to say, rascal mind. And then he was taking different points from purports from Srimad Bhagavatam and from Prabhupada's lectures. And he gave this point that like on a peaceful lake, you have like water. When it's very peaceful, it's like a mirror on a surface water. And then Prabhupada said, at once there is spot. There is like some bubbly just pops at the surface of the lake, and it disturbs this surface of the lake. So something there is died. Some fish was on the bottom of the lake, or some I don't know, plant died. And so similarly, Prabhupada used this example. He said that this our subconscious mind. He also gave this that this like subconscious mind is under the lake, so to say. This mind, what we see, it is like on the surface, but this subtle mind, this subconscious mind, it's like bigger part. And Prabhupada is saying that we have so many desires and so many memories that they just come to our surface. So this is the point that also I also could relate to this, because one day I wake up in the morning. Okay, now going for Mangalarati, putting dhoti on, and then some nonsense karmi song just comes in my mind. I don't know. I didn't remember this song for years, and this is just song. Just this song comes in the mind, and then I stop it immediately. I don't start to sing. So this is the actually solution that Suhotra Maharaj was saying, that you don't meditate on this material thoughts, that we don't start to sing when we hear this kind of, we try to uproot it in immediately at the beginning. So in that way, Prabhupada is saying also that we cannot stop desiring. Desires are there, and they are stored in the mind, so to say. Like mind is a cupboard, is big storeroom of desires, and we cannot stop these desires because we even don't know what desires we have, because there are a lot of there down deep in a deep lake. So in that way, when when we have some negative thoughts, like if we start to criticize other devotees in the mind, if we start to criticize our service, if we start to feel unhappy, then we should actually think about it. Why is it so? Why am I thinking like that? We should not meditate on these thoughts. That's why Prabhupada gave this lecture in Vrindavan, that we should be very careful with devotees' dealings, because we are now in a community. And in that way, when some negative thoughts are there, we should always, towards some devotee, we should always stop it and say, wait a minute, why am I thinking like this? I had this fortune that when I was young bhakta, that I was surrounded by senior devotees. I had this luck because when I joined like full time in my hometown in Croatia, the temple was very small, but there were like 2 or 3 very senior devotees who lived there. They were like 15, 20 years in Bhakti Yoga. So in that way I could get association with senior devotees. And then one time I got instruction that I should clean some kitchen, and then also one another bhakta will help me in this cleaning pots and this and that to clean the kitchen. But this bhakta was late, and then he came and he was very slow. And I started to criticize him in the mind. He was late, look at him now, he's slow, he's not doing everything I'm doing, he's not doing anything. Everything I have to do alone. And then later in the evening I complained to senior devotees. Senior devotee, he is very slow, he's not doing properly his service. Then he stops and he just thinks and he just meditates and this and that. And he listened to me carefully, and he told me, but he sings very nice. And he wakes up very early in the morning, and he started to praise him. And I was thinking, why is he praising him? And then immediately my mind changed when he started praising him. So this is the proper understanding, actually, that we should see good in other people. While I was thinking negative, while I was criticizing devotee, this senior devotee, he was thinking about good qualities in the devotees. So in that way, association with devotees is very important. That's why actually we moved here, me and my wife and small daughter, to be in a devotees association. And I could feel immediately differences there, because when I was outside and then I was chanting on this, counter, this electric counter, and then you're doing so many things and you're chanting on click, 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 you're driving car, you're Hare Krishna, Krishna, click, click. You're doing so many things, and then what is the quality of your chanting? But then first day when I came here, I wake up early in the morning, we had Mangalarati, then after that chanting with the devotees on a japa, on a japa beads, and it was completely different. I can feel I was very enthusiastic to chant, so to say. So that's why these communities I just wanted to express my gratitude, actually, for a community that you welcomed us nicely as a family, and we are very glad that we are here. And that's why actually Prabhupada wanted these farm communities that devotees should associate together. Same as if you have only one small stick, then you can break it easily. But if you take a bundle of sticks and you put them together, you cannot break them. So that's why Prabhupada had this vision that we should we should associate with devotees, and I'm very happy that I'm in a association of devotees. This is very important. We should not give to our materialistic mind, and we should not become unhappy and negative. We should not meditate on these things, because, as it is said, these communities, these ISKCON temples, they are hospitals. And this is a hospital. Everybody is sick here. You cannot expect that everybody is perfect. Yeah, you come here and everybody is perfect. Everybody is pure devotee. No, not like that. Because there are also differences between devotees. So we should deal with each other with respect, and we should always, if some negative thoughts are there and if criticism is there in the mind, we should always recognize this and stop it, and at the beginning, and ask ourselves, what is conducive for my advancement in Krishna consciousness, and what is bringing me back to my materialistic thinking, materialistic life, and then we should, with intelligence, we should use our intelligence. Okay, I will stop here. Hare Krishna. If there are some questions. Yes, Prabhuji.
It's just for the live stream. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, it's just a comment when you said the story about your senior devotee in Croatia, started mentioning the good qualities. I had a lecture for 2 days where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he used to bring his disciples when they used to fight. He used to bring them, make them sit in front of each other and order somebody, mention some good qualities in him. He's like, no, I can't. Mention a good quality in him. He said, I can't, but I can't find any good quality in him. And then, no, you have to find good quality and mention it. And he's like, okay, his tilak is nice or something like this. And then it starts like this.
Yeah, thank you for comment. Hare Krishna. It works actually. Also, my father also used to do this when I was quarreling with my brother. We were quarreling about something, almost fighting, and then he would bring us, and then he would say, kiss him. Kiss him on the cheek. No. Kiss him on the cheek. Mwah. Now you him. No, now you him, kiss him. Mwah. And immediately you're a little bit you're not so mad immediately. I think this is it, yeah. Gopi Gita.
Hare Krishna, yeah, it was nice. I do this with Charu Murari, by the way, too. It works. I was just hearing also a lecture from Mahatma Prabhu that said, when we blame others, it's like we're taking a step away from Krishna. And it's a very interesting point, because this idea to work with the mind, to stop when the negativity already arises. He also talked about self-responsibility too, to see, okay, when some negativity comes, to see what it brings up in ourselves. Could you?
Well, you said it all, everything. I mean, is there a question? I don't know.
No, I don't know if you have more thoughts on this.
Huh? More thoughts? I don't know. I think I said this right.
Yeah.
I mean, what you can do, with this. We just have to be quick, when we have to be quick, and we have to not mind is very powerful. We cannot let it just roam. I know when I was a teenager, I used to sit in my room and I was just staring and just thinking something. It was like nonsense, just wasting time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not cleaning my room. I'm not reading anything. I was just meditating on some thoughts, Same like this, we cannot and these negative thoughts, we cannot like develop them, you know. So this is important. Like you said, when we see some negative, it is actually that it's in us. We should work on us. We should be strict toward ourselves and very, very lenient toward other devotees. Sanjay Prabhu, he came from kitchen. You were listening there in kitchen?
Yes. I wanted to share one thing because I think it is important to understand that once I was in Mayapur doing Bhakti Shastri, and there they have this Mahaprasadam stands, and I was eating there with some bhaktas, and one he gave me, like he ate roti and one piece was left, so I thought, and he asked me, would you eat it? And I was thinking, okay, let me do it. Because normally we tend to be strict, right?
Yeah.
It's your Mahaprasadam. Maybe not. But in this incident, I gave in, I ate. And then throughout the day, I was starting to think about Star Wars.
Starting about
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And then later I came back to Bhakta and I asked him, you know Star Wars? And he said, yes, I'm a very big fan. so what I learned from this, it's so funny also, but what I learned is that like you said, you hear about, you start remembering some Karmi song.
Yeah.
And my realization from this incident is that it pops up in our head, but it comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
We didn't work for that. We were chanting Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
reading, chanting, associating with devotees.
Yes.
But we had, like, there's a very good chance that it means we associate with someone who is very much attached in that area, and who puts his thought in our mind.
No, not necessarily, because you don't associate with anybody now. For example, you are with the devotees all the time. So because mind is very broad, because we bring it with its subtle body. When gross body is destroyed, mind is still there. So we bring, and it is a storage. This storage is vast. It's huge. So you cannot say that it came from. You understand this subconsciousness. We cannot analyze it, because it's a vast storage. Don't blame yourself that you are now associating with, I don't know, or some bhakta tell you some karmi story or something like that. Just because it's very, like Prabhupada gave this example, when you dream and you dream of, you see a golden mountain, no, like but you didn't see this, never golden mountain. You saw mountain, you know what is gold. And then in a dreaming, you combine these things, and then you see golden mountain, So this is like some consciousness, So these desires are, Prabhupada said, popping, like coming like bubbles, So it does not mean necessarily that in this life this happened, That somebody is giving, It happens, But the problem is what to do with this thought, with this desire. That use your intelligence, see what is good for your Krishna consciousness, what is not good for your Krishna consciousness. Just intelligence means you differentiate, what is good for me, what is not. What is not good, immediately you don't start to sing, you didn't go there and download the Star Wars and let me see. You understand, like this. Okay. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.